Oh. You are playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition in the game. Never the end is never the end. What?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
Good God, that must be boring.
Year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
And what was that?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Well, welcome to the Stanley Parable, guys. I've never played this game before, not even the original.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Close
go to
the
the
door.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. What we got in the meeting room? Is this the meeting room? Oh! Where's the meeting room? Also, really bad, like, look at the stains on this carpet, man. They need to steam clean this.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I need to.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
So he's just narrating everything we're doing. Can I get a cup of coffee? I feel like I might need.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Was he going to say anything else? No, we'll leave.
At this, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So where does this go?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm curious, man. So what's going on here? We in a factory? Misuse the cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. So where do we go?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration?
I'm sorry.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Maybe.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. What we got back here? Danger everywhere. All right. I feel like we're playing this correctly. Maybe not. I don't know. Who's closing the doors, bro? Come on.
Now listen carefully. This is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I don't know, man. I don't trust him.
Aha. Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
I'm sorry.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yo! Oh! Yo, he's straight trolling me, man. Oh. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, this game is hilarious, man. So what happens when we go back out here? You can't jump. No, we just seriously disabled it. Ordered for getting any of your first achievements. What? Wait. I'm trapped! Oh, come on! Yo, it trapped me in there! Oh! Is there no way out? Okay. I guess we just begin the game again, right?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, we'll follow along what he has to say now. I honestly feel like we got a good laugh out of that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Understood. What is this? The meeting room?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Talk less.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Sounds like we're still on a computer. Like, if I click the screen, you hear that? Sounds like we're on a computer. Can I go in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm just curious. All right. I'm listening to him.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's honestly funny that I managed to peeve off the because the boss knows, that's what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I love this little narrator that's just following along. Oh. Down the elevator, I guess?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
He
This
woke up.
question would not go unanswered for long.
Yo, this is very, like, Portal-esque. Like,
Stanley
boring.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, well, I mean, like, you know what? I told him we were gonna give him a chance. Let me out. Okay, well, what we got in here? He's on our side, supposedly. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, this is creepy, bro. Oh, dude, I wanna go explore all the little side things, but you know, I'm trying
Now
to.
the monitors jumped to life.
Whoa.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Jeez. Yo, that is. Yo, the amount of cameras this guy's got. Only imagine how much that all costs.
This mind control
That says
facility,
fire.
it was
What does
too
that mean?
horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Dude. What is this?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
Is this like our inner
his own
voice?
life in someone else's control.
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Dude. The plot's
But here was
thickening,
the
and
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality
Activate.
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
This is so strange, dude, is it not? Bro, where are we?
And when at last he found the source of the root.
Wait, I didn't even listen to what he said. I didn't even listen to what he said.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Did we... Is the
Was
game
it
over?
over?
Okay.
Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine!
What?
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
Huh?
Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-worker gone?
Yo!
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
I'm so confused.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Is it over?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
Hold
the
on.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Huh?
Stanley was happy.
Yo! Was that all the game had? What? Yo! Beat the game? Huh? I've been playing for 19 minutes, dog.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We gotta choose.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So do we listen to him? Do we not? I'm so confused. Like, he obviously wants to get us out of here.
When Stanley came to a
Okay,
set of
we'll go
open
left.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there anything, like, different?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yo,
Stanley
we're
decided
gonna-
to go up to his boss.
we're gonna
Climbing
go
to
down.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
Yeah, that's
why
true.
had he
That's
taken
true.
that risk?
That's true.
All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe,
What?
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him when
Yo!
he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Yo, I've got
And at
chills right
last,
now.
He came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Bro.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually
Yo,
gone.
I'm
He
sorry.
wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he
Bro.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So
Yo.
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's
Yo, this is
one he
creepy.
was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it.
Bro, I don't even know what to think at this. Hang on, let me pause. I can't even think here. What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Like, oh my god. I'm over here walking through the endless hallways leading to the Toyota Corolla, and what is happening? Like, am I just having a mental breakdown? My God, I don't even. I feel like I'm losing my mind here.
Describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
Yeah, what am I supposed to be doing here, man?
He doesn't have to take responsibility for himself. Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Bro.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain?
Oh, dude, we're not going to the car anymore.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
How am I going to do that?
This was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Yo.
I want my apartment and my wife and my
Stanley's
job.
wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
I don't know.
Everything will be fine.
I don't know, man.
I am.
Imagine there's a jump scare right after this. I would.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Oh.
someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me
Dude, I
I'm
have
real.
chills.
I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh. What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance,
What?
for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in
I
that
died?
moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what
I'm
isn't.
sorry.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
What the hell
Then she
happened?
remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. and then she turned and ran.
So I died? Okay, so there's multiple endings. I understand. Man. What the what's going on? You know what? We're gonna dive deeper into this in the next episode. Okay. I don't know if my brain can handle much more of this at this moment. So we're gonna stop here, come back, okay? So we beat the game, and then we died. So I don't think there's like a cut thing of like, oh hey, you win, right? But it's like a thing of like, oh, just what can you do? And I think there's a lot that we're gonna be able to do. So we'll come back to it. Thank you guys so much for stopping on in, hanging out with me. But maybe being just as confused as I'm not really too sure what the hell just happened. I look forward to doing it some more with you.